Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my weekly group reading for the week of June 7th through to the 13th. The energies and atmosphere that we're facing right now continues to be very challenging. We've got so much at play right now, it can really bog us down. This week, I am really focusing in on those positive aspects, those skills and those abilities that you can use to overcome your challenges, and at the same time, those blessings that are going to come forward and help you overcome this obstacle or challenge that you're facing. This week, the decks I chose are the Everfree Tarot and the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. And like always, there are links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. So for my selection this week, my friends, I have Carnelian, Rose Quartz, and Lapis Lazuli. I want you to look at these crystals and choose which crystal resonates with you the most right now. And then in the description box below, I have timestamps, and there's a correlating time for each crystal. Click on that timestamp and it'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello, my Carnelian friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the Oracle and Tarot. This way you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for you guys. What can my Carnelian friends expect from the week of June 7th through the 13th? Instinct. Things are going to challenge you, and the best way to move forward is to tap into that crown chakra, listening to our instincts, our intuition, and our higher self. We need to get above that ego, above that hurt, above that fear, so that we can make decisions that are in our best interest, rather than having it clouded and the vibration lowered. And with it jumped impartiality, another crown chakra card. That crown chakra is going to be essential. When we quiet our mind and are able to gain that guidance, we start to be able to add our own twist, if you will, our own colors. This woman has paint, and she's listening to that intuition as to what to paint, as to what colors to paint it. That paint, our creativity, our passions, our souls need that direction. They need to be able to be set free. So this week it's really going to be essential that we slow down quite a bit and allow that intuitional energy to guide us, to show us the right colors and the right path to take, so we don't feel so overwhelmed, we don't feel so bogged down. Let's get into this week a little bit more. What does the beginning of the week bring, my Carnelian friends? We're starting off with a go. The Chariot, the 7th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about that movement, using our courage, our determination, and most importantly, our willpower to push us forward. The Charioteer, and somehow it really just makes me feel better that it's a chicken, usually doesn't have reins. These aren't driving the horses or the Pegasi. They're just connected. They're pulling the chariot. The charioteer is using his willpower to drive them, to tell them what direction. Very, very much connected into that overview of what our week is going to bring us. We need to use that intuition and willpower to move ourselves forward. The Ace of Swords. Your aha moments. That intuition, that willpower. It's going to bring you to those aha moments. Those aha moments are going to help you go forward, help you overcome that obstacle, that challenge you've been facing, help you deal with what's happening globally for us. The Tower continues to strike and strike in different ways. Change and movement will take place. The timing of that is really a societal thing. No one knows. Knowing that as we make individual progress and have those individual aha moments, and we're moving towards our greater good, collectively, the more people who do this, as a whole, we will get to where we're supposed to be. So the beginning of the week is really going to give you that starting off point. You start to move those wheels forward. Things are going to start to fall into place, especially when you take that time to meditate and connect in for that guidance. Connect into that higher vibrational self and those higher vibrational beings. At the end of the week, we're still feeling the residual energies of that full moon. We can use that to our advantage and call in and draw down that amazing nurturing energy to help with our connection. And another meditation or calming of the mind that may help, I worked with Archangel Gabriel last month in a guided meditation to degunk and declutter some of these pieces that are causing us not to hear and connect in with our higher self. That communication is essential. That understanding will come as we trust in our abilities and we start to use our abilities a lot more. So little pieces like that, setting those intentions to connect in, will go a long way in helping you follow that instinct so that you are able to have that impartial and very self-owning pathway. The more we are connected in and we take ownership of what we are doing and the lifetime that we are gifted right now, the more meaningful and the more purposeful we will feel. What about the middle of the week? What can my Carnelian friends expect from the middle of the week? The Star. The 17th card in the Major Arcana are hopes and dreams. This connection to our intuition will help us kind of reframe and remodel our hopes and dreams. We're going to start to see a bit of a shift in what we see as a priority and what we find as fulfilling. As anything in our lives, things start to shift and evolve. And that's what we're going to see with the Star, with those hopes, those dreams, those long-term goals. Additionally, in the middle of the week, the more we are gaining that guidance and we're adhering to it, the more calm and balanced we're going to feel. Like I said before, things will start to fall into place. And as things fall into place, it just reinforces that pathway for you. Reinforces that amazing opportunity that awaits. What about the end of the week? What can my Carnelian friends expect from the end of the week? the Five of Swords. We might get a bit of feedback that is contrary to what we are expecting or hoping. Things start off really well for us and we're really excited and things are progressing really well. Then we have society hit us hard. Those conflicting views and ideas. The most important piece of this week is not to allow other people's ideas and information to slow you down. Yes, it's a bear to be told you're doing something wrong or it's contradicting what you had thought or hoped. Keeping in that high vibration so that we can overcome those challenges. We can take that high road, allow them to think what they want, but following that intuition, that higher vibrational self, making sure we stay well above that negativity so that it doesn't slow our progression down. It's really unfortunate. However, when someone is doing well and things are going great, others like to rain on their parade. They pull them back, they claw them back, saying, no, you can't be better than me. This isn't about better. This is about what fits and resonates with you, what brings you that fulfillment and joy. And everybody is a very individual person. They're different. What brings me joy and fulfillment may not bring you joy and fulfillment. Or there may be aspects that will kind of bridge what it is we like to do. This difference is what makes humanity so fantastic. Being able to come at situations from different angles, with different ideas, with different, colors, so that we can overcome things in fantastic ways. So at the end of the week, yes, we're going to have some of that feedback that isn't going to be as supportive as we had once hoped, or how we would hope that individuals would embrace and support us. What we have to remember is to take it for what it is. Use some of that critical thinking skills. Got double swords here. Swords are about truth and knowledge. That critical thinking. Use our critical thinking and evaluate, is what they're saying to me really going to be impactful? Is it important? Most importantly, are they saying this for my greater good, or are they just trying to hold me down? So, as much as the Five of Swords is a challenge, it's not the challenge of the week. Let's look at what the week's challenge is for you guys. What challenge will my Carnelian friends face for the week of June 7th through the 14th? The King of Coin, also known as the King of Pentacles, also known as the Midas Touch. Some of this direction that we're going to be given isn't going to make sense right away. That aha moment will come. However, we have to trust in our higher self. Trust in what our higher self is telling us. Going with the flow will be essential. However, part of us, that ego-driven part, will be screaming that there is no prosperity in this. There is no abundance. Why would we change and shift from what we currently have, which is suiting us just fine? There is no reason to shift. Why would we want to give up what we have for this uncertainty, for this instinct, this willpower, this intuition that you can't hear so well? Then we had the Magician. He's the first card in the Major Arcana. Talks about our skills and our abilities. The ego is going to play on our fears and doubts about our own skills and our own abilities. We can talk ourselves out of amazing opportunities. We can slam ourselves down in seconds. That negative self-talk and doubt are going to be added to that doubt of abundance, of growth, and will challenge you on why you would ever want to move forward. Challenge you on why you would want to move forward and encourage further stagnation. So let's look at some blessings. What blessing can my Carnelian friends embrace for the beginning of the week? All right, one under the table. All right. Dissipating. It's going to be so easy to try and stay in our box. Our ego is going to have such pull this week. Even if we can get the chariot's wheels slowly moving, that slow progression, that eye on your hopes and dreams, we will be able to get through some of these challenges. These personal challenges are essential. It helps with our growth, with what it is we wanted to learn and experience on this planet in this lifetime. The ego is one of our biggest challenges for this lifetime, because our ego tries to slow us down, doesn't want us to learn and experience. It's low vibrational. So this dissipating card talks about staying in our box, viewing the ideas and information that is handed readily to you, rather than critically thinking about it. This card warns us against stagnation, against just sitting and watching our lives pass us by. We need to be active participants. That's what the Chariot, that's what the Ace of Swords is really encouraging us. We can't just sit and watch and wonder when our life is going to start, or wonder why we don't have that fulfillment. Getting out of our little room, getting out of our box, spreading our wings, and experiencing, supporting and loving others, supporting and loving ourselves, raising our vibration, allows that growth of our own self and encourages growth in others. And with it, guilt. We're being warned about the power your ego is going to have on you this week. You need to be able to take those deep breaths, connect in with self, turn the magician from that challenge to an ally. We need to start to trust in our abilities, trust in ourselves, trust in that higher vibrational self, our intuition, and our connections to the universe and those higher vibrational beings. It can be a real bear to outmaneuver and outthink our ego, especially when it hits home. It hits those worries and fears we have about ourselves. Another guided meditation that I did, I think it was a month and a half ago. I'll put a link in the description box below. But it was a meditation with Archangel Chamuel. And I talked about that self-love and that self-connection. Both Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Chamuel will be really helpful for you this week. These skills and tools that we're going to be looking at this week are skills and tools that you will need throughout your lifetime. Your ego isn't going anywhere. It's our lower vibrational self. We need to be able to use those tools and skills to keep the ego down where it's supposed to be and not up, guiding us. We should have that guidance of those higher vibrational beings of the universe that have our greater good in mind and in store for us. Let's go into the middle of the week. What blessing can my Carnelian friends embrace for the middle of the week? Quest. Very much connected into that star energy. Our adventure is only just beginning. The more we awaken and attune ourselves to this energy, the more we embrace it and incorporate it into our lives, the more meaningful and fulfilling this journey is going to be. You're going to be offered opportunities that you'd never seen before. The adventures and quests that we're going to go on are phenomenal. We just need to slow down and look for these doors. See the opportunities that are right in front of us that we're just missing. So in the middle of the week, that star and that shift that we're looking at on what our goals and our hopes and dreams will evolve to will bring in some amazing quests that are going to lead to some amazing and phenomenal abundance and growth. We need to, again, trust in our abilities and trust in this path. What about the end of the week? What blessing can my Carnelian friends embrace for the end of the week? Enlightenment. The more we tap into the energies that are offered to us, the more we tap into ourselves and trust ourselves, the more amazing opportunities and enlightenment that we're going to receive. Those aha moments are going to come throughout the whole week. And when you put those little aha moments together, it becomes into a big light bulb moment. And that is very possible this week. And depending on how much intention and energy you put towards self will depend on how big and how many of these big light bulb moments you're going to have. That intention on what you're going to do and that energy and nurturing of self will go a long way this week. It can and will overcome your ego, and it definitely can overcome that societal or family friend kind of pushback that you're going to feel. And we're going to end off on any final insight. Okay. Got cards going everywhere. Any final insight and guidance that we can offer my Carnelian friends for the week of June 7th through the 13th. So we did see this one turn face up, the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card that is connected to that supportive group, our friends, those individuals who support us no matter what. They can be family, they can be friends. They're those connections that will help you overcome the 5 here. They're not going to challenge you in a bad way. They may challenge you in a good way, where it encourages you forward, encourages you to further connect in and move yourself to those amazing opportunities. Tapping in and receiving and giving support to that supportive group will help you overcome some of the lower energies you're going to face. Some of the hit that you're going to take from your ego, and then of course at the end of the week when you're going to start to feel a little bit unstable with other people's opinions and thoughts. Reconnecting in with your higher self, reconnecting in with your supports, those positive ones. You have to be very careful with those supports though. Some supports, as they are human, they too are ego driven and can be challenging in not such a good way because they don't want you to be quote unquote better than them. The supports I'm talking about here are the supports that see that possibility, want to see you shine and succeed no matter what. Of course, we had to see this beautiful queen, the Queen of Cups. She's the second most intuitive card in the deck. She's also one of the highest creative cards in the deck. She connects your intuition to your creativity. And that link is going to be essential as it links that instinct with that impartiality. We need to add that color and flair of self into this journey so that we're not just sitting idly watching our life pass us by. We're actively engaging and participating in what it is we've been gifted. The Six of Swords. Yet another sword which really encourages you to critically think about your situation. The Six of Swords is a movement card. The card encourages us forward no matter what baggage we're carrying, knowing that in that forward progression and evolution, we'll have the skills and abilities to better remove that baggage, release and heal from it when we have that stable foundation that we need. Really kind of sums things up on how we do need to keep moving forward, even though we may feel very unsure of ourselves and this process. That slow progression forward is easier and more manageable to understand and maintain, which will help you get to that very stable foundation that you need to start to shed some of this guilt, to shed some of the hurts and pains, those sorrows and fears. We will have that foundation to do so. We need to slowly get there. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Carnelian friends. Hello and welcome, my Rose Quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the fullest and most meaningful reading for you. Alright, without further ado, let's see what the week holds for you guys. What can my Rose Quartz friends expect from the week of June 7th through the 13th? Bittersweet. talks about releasing things that you know internally that, yeah, it's time to release them. They are serving somewhat of a purpose. However, that purpose is not for our greater good, for releasing that part of ourselves. However, that evolution and what is going to fill that hole when we release it will be so much greater and so much sweeter. Acceptance. Some of this bittersweet that we're talking about, is acceptance of self and acceptance of where we are on our journey, what we're doing. When we start to accept and love ourselves for where we are and who we are, that's when we can start to evolve and shift in a way that is more meaningful for us, in more of an alignment of our soul's deeper journey. This week offers us this shift. We're going to start to see that release of the resentment and some of those lower vibrational thoughts of ourselves. And let's be honest, it's not going to go away entirely. However, we're going to start to release parts and aspects of it, bringing in a better understanding of self. And this shift, and it doesn't need to be a big shift, even a little shift in this area will go a long way. Just like how when you throw a small pebble into a pond, those ripples are felt wide and vast. And that's exactly what we're going to do this week. We don't have to make massive releases and shifts, because those massive releases and shifts cause us anxiety and fear. Small shifts will go a long way in this process. We're not going to change everything overnight, nor should we, because it's not manageable. We can't sustain it. Similar to many New Year's resolutions, they last a day or two until we fall back into our old patterns. This shift needs to be that pattern that we're going to fall back into, because it's going to feel safer and it's going to make us feel better about ourselves. So let's see what this week is going to offer us and how it's going to offer this to you. Oh, I have cards jumping out even before I start. What does the beginning of the week bring? My rose quartz friends. Apparently a lot. The cards are excited here. Okay. We had a number of jumpers. The first jumper that almost hit the floor, the Four of Pentacles, or the Four of Coins. This talks about that foundation. We need to really evaluate our current foundation. If you look at this fellow, he has gold discs under his feet. Well, that gold disc stops him from being grounded fully. As gold, it can be a medium or it can facilitate a grounding, but it's a false grounding. We need to start to really get our feet in that foundation. The second coin is right covering his, again, we're looking at the root, which is that grounding chakra, the sacral chakra, which is about that passion and creativity. His solar plexus chakra, which is that willpower, that courage and determination, and also partly his heart chakra. The fourth one, and a lot of times it's sitting right on the fellow's head. In this deck, he still has his throat chakra being covered from behind, his third eye chakra covered from behind, and then we also have that disruption of his crown. we have a false sense of energy flow and foundation. We need to start to crack that. We need to have that better foundation so we get a clearer understanding of self. Then we have Temperance, the 14th card in the Major Arcana. Now, the Temperance is a card of energy balance and groundedness. And you can't really see it in this card. However, knowing the lore of the card, knowing that background history, the Temperance is usually a figure that is pouring water from one cup or jug to another. She's not pouring the fluid from the top cup to the bottom, rather the bottom cup to the top. That energy flow is essential. We already talked about how we have that false sense of grounding and that false sense or protected energy flow. We've had to create a very protective seal and cover for ourselves. This armor isn't suiting us anymore. It used to. When we were younger and we were trying to figure out the world and ourselves, we had to protect ourselves. We had to accept what was given to us, accept what the schools said to us, accept what our parents told us, accept what society told us. As we're getting older and as we're stepping out onto our own, and we have that ownership of self now, we really need to start to crack that armor that we created to protect ourselves. Because that armor isn't suiting us well. It's stopping us from having that free-flowing energy, that connection and understanding of our energetic self. It's also slowing us down in being able to ground and grow. Grow our possibilities, grow our passions, grow our creativity. All of those are connected in to that abundance and wealth that we're striving for. And all of this is connected in to our learning. We are here to learn and experience things. We signed up for this and our life has been gifted to us. It is now up to us to take hold of that learning, to take hold of that connection and understanding. Justice. She's the 11th card in the Major Arcana. She's about truth and balance. Like I said, our armor needs to be cracked. It's no longer serving us. That light and dark is not in balance right now. We have an imbalance in darkness within ourselves. We need to allow the light in so that we have a better understanding of what it is we're accepting. Even the acknowledgement and starting this process will help with releasing what isn't working, starting to release and remove some of this armor. And like I said, we're not going to throw the armor out and show ourselves entirely. That vulnerability is too scary. We need to hone it in a little bit, rein it in, and start to remove things slowly so that we feel comfortable in this process. The beginning of the week is going to offer you some aha moments and some clarity on how to reestablish some balance and start to focus in more on that energy. The first two cards we drew, this blue, that's connected to our throat chakra, our communication. And the communication is both the words that we say and the words that are said back to us. This red is about our root chakra. It's that foundation. It's that stability. The more we're aware of our own systems and where that energy gets kind of clogged up, the more we're able to make some shifts and start to heal ourselves. Let's go into the middle of the week. What can my rose quartz friends expect from the middle of the week? All right. I love this page, the Page of Cups. This is one of the pages that it cracks me up. The original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, it was published around 1910, shows this very flamboyant man with this fantastic hat holding a cup similar to this page, and there's a fish in it, and he's owning it. And that's exactly what energy we need to embrace in the middle of the week. That flexibility to embrace those unexpected moments that occur in our lives. They always happen. And, well, as humans, we don't like it. We don't like that unexpected. It causes us fear because that unexpected brings our ego up roaring to us. Pages are a childlike, innocent energy. They're full of excitement, enthusiasm. They have a drive to learn. And that's going to help us. We need this energy, not only that flexible, kind of accepting energy. We need that drive to learn, that drive to understand ourselves. We can't realign ourselves to our soul's purpose, the reason why we're here, until we understand who it is we are. And yes, I know that sounds very existential, and we're like, wow, that's pretty heavy. It doesn't have to be. We don't have to understand everything about ourselves. We need that foundation and grounding in ourselves. And we need that love and nurturing for self that's going to help us understand this path we've chosen. In that understanding, we're going to be able to realign where we currently are with that original plan. A good way to start, and it's an easy way to start, would be through meditation and connecting in with self. Last month, I believe, I did a meditation with Archangel Chamuel. And Archangel Chamuel deals with that inner love, that inner acceptance. He's going to be essential for us to releasing what isn't working and accepting who it is we are. Accepting those pieces that everybody accepts about us, and accepting those pieces that we have hidden from others. So I did work with Archangel Chamuel, and we did a guided meditation together. It's about going into those darker spaces, sending some love and light to that area so that you can start to shed some of this armor. I'll leave a link in the description box below for Archangel Chamuel's meditation. It's an easy way that you can start to really connect in to you and start having that ownership and connection to our lives. All right, let's go on to the end of the week. What does the end of the week bring my rose quartz friends? Oh yeah, we've got her. The World. She also has a nickname of the Dancer. It's the 21st card in the Major Arcana. She's the card of endings and beginnings. Embracing and celebrating all that you've achieved. We've overcome a lot to get to this point. Celebrate it. Be happy about where it is you are. Take that deep breath. Connect into that excitement and enthusiasm onto that next piece. Like I said at the beginning of this reading, little steps, little shifts go a long way. The cracks that you're going to start to bring in this week into that armor, into that self, and into understanding ourselves is going to open up new opportunities and possibilities that you hadn't even conceived or thought of. because we've been so hyper-focused and spent so much energy keeping ourselves constrained in these very bulky and, well, not so useful armor. So the end of the week, you are going to see some of these opportunities present themselves. You will see these opportunities more clearly the more you're able to nurture and love ourselves. The more you're able to connect into your chakras, connect into that rich and fantastic grounding, that stability, and shed light into those darker areas. So let's look at the challenge. What challenge will my rose quartz friends face for the week of June 7th through the 13th? The Ace of Wands. Aces are a gift from the universe. The wand is that inner passion, that inner fire. I think of the Ace of Wands as the match that's just about to be struck to that amazing eruption of fire. We're going to find that that connection to passion has been doused with water. We have a soggy match right now. There isn't that understanding on how, when we connect into self, how that's going to really ignite our passions. It's something we fear, and our ego is going to really, well, rain on our parade. Take away that connection and passion and drive to working on self. Instead, connecting into that anxiety and into that sadness. Now with the Ace, the Emperor, the fourth card in the Major Arcana, and he is all about routine, structure, and foundation. We're going to feel very destabilized. The more we connect in and recognize there's a problem, the more unstable we're going to feel. It's kind of a catch-22. It's similar to when a doctor has to assess a wound to see how bad it is. Well, that's what we're doing. We're assessing a wound to see how bad it is, and it brings in that anxiety. It brings in that uncertainty. During the beginning of the week, I would really recommend that you connect in with a grounding crystal. Any black or red crystal will work. It's the crystals that help make you feel stable and supported. They ground you to that earthy energy. That foreplanning will help with some of that instability. When we have that grounded crystal, whether it's through a pendant or bracelet or something that's close to us, so if you have just a free crystal, like just a small crystal that you're going to carry with you, try and make sure it touches your skin. That skin connection helps with that feeling of groundedness. That's why a lot of people wear the bracelets. They're an easy thing to put on and take off, and they're connected to and touch your skin. So, beginning of the week, connect into that grounding energy. We know we have that false sense of grounding. Well, the Emperor's really going to flare up and cause that instability. You're also going to see that your ego is going to try and push you in other directions so that you don't feel that you have enough time. There's so much that we have to get done. We have to do this, we have to do the laundry, we have to, clean the attic. The curtains need cleaning. Making sure that we set intention and time aside for ourselves. And it does not have to be a long piece of time. Even small pieces of time can be helpful when you set those intentions and ask for the help that you need. The meditation I talked about earlier is 30 minutes. That's it. It's all you have to do, 30 minutes. It's pretty manageable in a day, and you don't have to do it every day. Setting those small blocks of time aside and setting the intention before you do it So if you're going to connect into self and call on Archangel Chamuel yourself to do some work, you can say, hey, can you come in, Archangel Chamuel? Help me understand this. Help me heal this. And even better, you can ask him to do this while you sleep. So you're setting intention and you're setting aside time that you were already doing something else with. Archangels love coming in to help heal us and help realign us while we sleep because our ego isn't in their way. Outsmarting our ego can be done, and setting that time for self can be in some way quite easy. It's just that intention that's going to be key. Let's go on to some blessings. Oh, before I go too far, we've got the 4th card in the Major Arcana, and then we have the 4 of Pentacles or 4 of Coins. In angel messages, when you have that multiple 4, the angels are encouraging you to focus in on that foundation and ensure that you are grounded in your day. So as you can tell, that grounding energy is going to be very prevalent throughout your week. All right, what blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Pray. Now, I know many people are triggered by the word pray because of the spiritual abuse that has occurred for the last umpteen zillion years. Praying does not mean you have to go to a building and ask for forgiveness. Praying is connecting yourself to the universal energy, to God, Goddess, to the Creator, whatever you want to call them. It's that connection. Now, Archangel Michael is reminding me that it's really important that you guys don't pray to the higher vibrational beings. That's not what they're there for. They gain their guidance from that universal source. If you do not know who to pray to, just set that intention. Okay, I need some help. Do you need to get on your hands and knees? No. Do you need to be respectful? Absolutely. Being very truthful and clear. Even if you're saying, I don't know what to do next, I need help, send me guidance. That is praying. Adding pleases and thank yous, always a good idea, because essentially we are their children. Parents respond better when our children are asking politely. They will respond they'd still respond to us even if we didn't, but it's more respectful. And respecting that universal energy that is there for us and has always been there for us is really helpful. Praying and asking for that support, that guidance. Praying for that hope and dream that you have. Being genuine and truthful goes a long way, because let's be honest, the universe knows if you're lying. All right, what about the middle of the week? What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the middle of the week? So before I turn this card over, the prayer and that connection to the higher source will be essential not only for the beginning of the week, but for the days and weeks to come. No, you do not have to pray on a certain day, and no, you don't have to ask for forgiveness. If you feel called to ask for forgiveness, that's an individual piece. There is no need to ask for repentance on a weekly or daily time frame. That's not what they're there for. They're not there to tisk us or shun us. They're there to support us and encourage us forward. That encouragement needs to become something that we use, a tool that is readily there for us, that we can bring out when we feel the need to bring it out. Well, that's pretty clear, isn't it? Self-worth. During this process of cracking our armor, not only are we going to gain more of an acceptance of self, we're going to gain a better understanding of our worthiness, a better understanding of our abilities, of our skills, and how they can take us forward, how we can use our creativity and our talents to encourage us forward and encourage others forward. Because when you're in light and love, and you have that high vibration, you start to encourage others to tap into their skills and abilities, to reflect on themselves, to move themselves forward in a positive, high vibrational way. All right, and then off to the end of the week. What blessing can my rose quartz friends embrace for the end of the week? Wisdom. The insight you're going to gain this week is going to be foundational. This week offers you that opportunity of acceptance and breaking free from some of that false and unstable foundation that we have. We know that foundation is key. In the early 2020s, late 2019s, I started doing videos and I started seeing a pattern of how this decade, and especially the year of 2020, was going to help bring that very strong foundation to our growth as humans and as individuals. This week is one of those weeks where we're really going to find that foundation being able to shake free of what's not working in a very controlled manner. We're in control of it. We don't have that tower. We don't have the universe coming in and striking down that foundation so that we're left in a point of sorrow and the need to rebuild. This is all self-driven. We have the right of free will. It's one of the universal laws. It is for us to choose at this time. The tower is not in play. The universe is not pushing you forward. The universe isn't tired of this slow movement, or in some cases stagnation. I will let you know there is only so much time that the universe will allow stagnation before it does bring in the tower and kick you into gear. However, we don't have that in play right now. We have that ability to choose how this week unfolds for us, how we embrace these energies, and what work we do for self. So we're going to end off on any further guidance and wisdom that we can share with my rose quartz friends. The Wheel of Fortune. It's the 10th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about that progression forward. Just as the seasons continue to change and fall into each other, we need to evolve and progress. This is a natural state of progression for us. The more we embrace this change, the more we embrace ourselves and love ourselves, the more this change will bring in greater meaning and fulfillment, and most importantly, understanding. Then we have the Three of Coins, or the Three of Pentacles. This card is fantastic. It's a card of cooperation and working together. Now, the cooperation is very clear. You've got yourself who's doing that front line work. Then you have your physical supports, those individuals on this plane that are here to support you, no matter what, they're out for your greater good. Always pushing you forward and encouraging you to use your talents and skills. And the third are the high vibrational beings that are always there, that are supporting us. And we've had them since we've been conceived. Using them and following their instructions. When we intertwine these three elements of cooperation, that's when amazing things happen. I like to call it my Triforce Perfecta, because we are going to get that perfect outcome because we have that physical support helping us along the way, and then we have that higher vibrational support giving us that blueprint that we need to get the job done. That connection is going to be key. Working together to overcoming your ego and those lower thoughts we have about ourselves. We're going to need some help to crack this armor, because it's thick, we've had it for years, and start to remove it so we can live a more authentic life. And then the last card, the Nine of Wands. It's the anxiety and depression card. Your ego will not stand by idly. Your ego is going to remind you of all the hurt, all the pain, all the fear that you have. That's why small steps are going to be really essential. We are carrying fear. We are carrying heartache. We will start to heal things as we slowly progress and evolve. As we start to build that foundation and feel stronger with our abilities and our skills, we will start to heal some of those pains. We'll take the knowledge and heal the pain. We'll heal that emotion that is connected to that situation or event. Knowing that we do have to face our ego and knowing that it's going to be playing nasty this week really reinforces the importance of caring for self and loving ourselves. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and they were able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell. That way you're not going to miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my rose quartz friends. Hello and welcome, my Lapis Lazuli friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of Oracle and Tarot cards, so you get the fullest and most meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week brings for you guys. What can my Lapis Lazuli friends expect from the week of June 7th through to the 13th? Grief. That heartache and pain is going to be really felt this week. This week brings about the acknowledgement that we need to release some of this pain that's holding us back. Yes, many sad and hard things have happened to us and are continuing to happen. However, when they continue to hold power over us and stop our evolution, stop our growth, and stunt our fulfillment in our everyday, that's when we start to see the biggest problems. We see that stagnation creep in. This week is about releasing that sadness and replacing it with light and love. Now, I acknowledge that is going to be a challenge for many of us. However, we need to regain our power so that we are able to regain control over our lives. Standing in our power with the fullest energy and backing of ourselves that we can. This heartache and sorrow is holding us back. Mysticism. On top of the heartache, we have that fear. Mysticism talks about that unknown presence, that unknown that is in our everyday, that supports and guides us, but we don't understand it. We don't really know how to truly tap into it and incorporate it into our lives. However, when it is there, our lives are amazing, and we know it. That uncertainty causes enormous fear. So this week brings on some of the biggest challenges that we can undertake in a lifetime. Releasing fear and heartache while embracing the unknown. Our ego is on the chopping block here. Unfortunately, we can't get rid of it entirely. However, we can start to prune away and release some of the power that it's holding over us. So let's look at how this week's going to support us in this release and this embracement. What can my Lapis Lazuli friends expect from the beginning of the week? I apologize for the lawnmower. You can't control your neighbors. So we will have a lawnmower coming in and out of our reading. The Hermit, the 9th card in the Major Arcana. We need to have a better understanding of what's happening. This heartache and pain, where is it stemming from? Why do the patterns in our lives keep repeating, having similar impact of heartache and pain? Where does that stem from? And what control do we have as an individual to release some of this? How can we regain that power? How can we stand in our own power to overcoming that heartache and that pain? This reflection and critical thinking is going to help. We need to get out of that emotion state. The emotion state is causing stagnation. We need to get into those critical thinking. Start to really question what it is that's happening and what our role is in this pattern. So the beginning of the week gives us an opportunity to connect in and start to go in and reflect on some of this. We need to set We need to set some time aside, set some intentions, and do some reflection on what's happening for us. Does not need to be long periods of time. Sometimes those shorter episodes of work help give us the space we need to start to process what information is coming up and how it's impacting us and what it is we need to do with this information. From there, we're going to head off into the middle of the week. What can my Lapis Lazuli friends expect from the middle of the week? Two of Swords. Questions answered. Directions given. We're going to have a better understanding of where it is we need to go and how we can start to embrace some of these happier and more vibrant parts of our day, of our week, and of our lives. Twos are about duality. We do have to make a choice. We're at a crossroads, hence the duality. We know going back is not an option. So which direction are we going to take? and which direction is for our greater and higher good. Let's look at the end of the week. What can my Lapis Lazuli friends expect for the end of the week? The Queen of Coins, or the Queen of Pentacles. The more we work at and the more we connect into this inner journey of reflection and answering some questions to the patterns that are occurring in our lives, gaining that direction that we need, the end of the week is going to give us some peace. We're going to feel grounded and more stable in who we are. And more importantly, feeling that we're able to set down some amazing roots to allow our skills and abilities to flourish without the weeds of grief and fear. Helping us to embrace those uncertain times. Relying on those skills and abilities that we're going to nurture and allow to naturally grow, to support us in the challenges to come. So let's look at the challenge of the week. This week in itself is a challenging week. However, that's not what the hardest parts are going to be. What challenge will my Lapis Lazuli friends face for the week of June 7th through the 13th? It's hard to bring in more challenges when you already know you have a challenging week ahead. However, it does happen, and knowing helps us plan for it. The Knight of Cups. This guy is not surprising to be seen. Your ego is not going to like this. Your ego is going to throw even more heartache and even more fear up at you to slow you down, to scare you away from that shift and change. The more stagnant you are, the happier your ego is. The Knight of Cups talks about that unbridled emotion that we feel towards certain situations. And the unbridled emotion that's going to be really brought forward is the heartache and pain rather than that joy and happiness. Staying in that low vibration, your ego can keep you in check. Then we have the Hanged Pony, also known as the Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana. He's the Let It Go card. And that's going to be a big challenge for us. Letting go. Letting go of this heartache. There's ownership in that. There's a sense of understanding in that heartache. We get and find connection and some security in that pain. That security and connection isn't serving our greater good. Shedding it and allowing that light and love to direct us, help us up off our knees so that we're standing in our power and more able to embrace the amazing opportunities that have been gifted to us for this lifetime. It's up to us to have that ownership, that participation in our life, rather than allowing our lives to pass us by. Let's go on to some blessings now. What blessing can my Lapis Lazuli friends embrace for the beginning of the week? This guy jumped face up. Not sure if it hit the camera or not. Instinct. We need to follow that high vibrational, intuitional guidance. We need to get above this lower vibrational stagnation. We are being negatively impacted by the state of the world right now. And if we weren't, I would really worry about us. We should be negatively impacted. However, to get out of this negative impact stagnation, we need to rise above it. Get out of the hatred, the fear, the heartache, and follow our intuition. Our intuition will help guide us to the correct path. Everybody's path is going to be different. Our paths will lead us to what is going to be fulfilling for us and will send us in a similar direction of evolution and growth to gain that fulfillment and abundance we're craving and looking for. All paths will lead towards the same general direction. They will intertwine with each other, however, they are our own path. This is our own journey, and no two journeys are going to be the same. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my Lapis Lazuli friends embrace for the middle of the week? Completion, that release, that direction, that understanding is going to help us release some of this pain, regaining some of our power so that we are able to embrace our own abilities and step in to what is truly ours, regaining that control and ownership of that power. This completion will help shed some of the burden that we've been carrying for some time. What about the end of the week? What blessing will my Lapis Lazuli friends embrace at the end of the week? Workaholic. We're going to find that balance coming into play. Like I said, the Queen of Coins or the Queen of Pentacles offers us that stability, that groundedness. She's also going to offer us that opportunity to redefine our purpose, redefine what's truly important to us, those pieces and aspects that were going to give us fulfillment. Rebalancing it so that we're sharing energy with both that work mentality where we're ensuring that our basic needs are met, with also that development of passions, creativity, and evolvement. We need that learning and growth to occur in all aspects of our lives. When we're focused in on one aspect and one aspect alone, we lose that fulfillment. We lose that balance, and most importantly, we lose that connection. We're going to end off on any further guidance and support that we can offer my Lapis Lazuli friends for the week of June 7th through the 13th. The Ten of Cups. This is one of the family cards. The Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles are the family cards. Talks about that support. We're never meant to do this journey alone. We were never meant to tackle all these obstacles and challenges alone. We were meant to connect in with those loving, supportive individuals in our physical lives and then also in our spiritual lives. We have family on this physical plane that we're genetically linked to, and we also have a family on the astral plane that we're spiritually connected to. There are two sides of the same coin. We have support in different realms and different aspects of our lives, And it's essential that as we're struggling this week, that we reach out for guidance. Reach out and grieve and allow that completion to occur not only in your life, but the lives of the others that have been impacted as well. We don't live in a bubble, so nor does our experiences. What we experience, many of our family members are experiencing as well. And family can be those close friends. That connection. That healing needs to happen on an individual level, but also in that family center. So that others too can support you in your grieving, and you can support them in theirs, and the group of you can release and regain some of that power. The Magician, the first card in the Major Arcana, and it's our skills and our abilities, or in other words, our power. This week offers us more of an ability to attune ourselves to our true power, because we're going to start to reclaim the power that we've given others due to this heartache and grief. This heartache and grief sits heavy on us, and it's up to us to release it, to reclaim our power. We can't stop what others are doing or feeling, or how they're impacting us. We can choose how we react, and whether or not we're going to give them the energy of feeling sad or hurt over the situation. When we take away that energy loss, or that bleed, if you will, that we're bleeding out that energy to them, we reclaim our power. They are no longer able to gain that reward of our energy. We stand up and say, not now, not ever, it's mine. I'm going to use it for that amazing growth, for that connection, for my own needs, so that I'm able to flourish. And as I flourish, my friends and family, they too will be inspired. My high vibration will be contagious. They too will stand in their power. When we don't give them the time, the energy that they so require, they go on to the next victim. We can start to heal and work through some of this pain. Heal ourselves so we feel stronger. I believe it was last month, it might have even been in April, that I did a meditation with Archangel Chamuel. Archangel Chamuel works on that self-love and healing. Something to try during the beginning part of the week is this guided meditation I created with Archangel Chamuel to start to reclaim and heal self, start to love and nurture self, so that you are feeling stronger and more able to connect in and make some decisions. The Five of Swords. What's going on right now is not going to shift. It's not going to change right now. To be honest, if I had to guess, it's going to get worse before it gets better. The tower continues to hit globally. We need to be prepared to take that high road, staying in that high vibration no matter what that conflict is, staying true to ourselves, loving ourselves, and in some cases walking away from that fight. Staying in that loving, high vibrational energy of support and nurture so that we can start to reduce that conflict. The more people who choose the high vibrational route, where we're looking at light and love, rather than the low vibrational route of conflict and anger, that frustration and putting your fist in front of your mouth, the more we're going to be able to shift out of this. When you stay in that high vibrational space of love and you don't allow people to drag you down, and the more able you're going to be able to embrace those unknowns and be open to possibilities and opportunities that you hadn't thought possible. This lower vibrational piece is there because people are afraid. That trust in self, trust in the universe will go a long way in your journey. We need to distance ourselves from the individuals that are trying to hold us back and the individuals who are causing conflict and heartache. The more we're distancing from them, the more people who do that, the more you're going to find power and unity in that high vibrational space. And then finally, the Ancient Sun, also known as the Sun card, adding that love and light to your week. The Sun is the 19th card in the Major Arcana, and it really does brighten up this heavy reading. There is an infinite amount of energy that the universe can offer us. Shifting our path can be a challenge. Shifting away from that low vibration can be really hard, especially when you know they're in the wrong. That's not how things should happen. People should never feel the way that they're feeling right now. They should feel that light and love. They should embrace their unique and amazing abilities. The more of us who do it and stay in that light and support each other in that positive, reinforcing way, nurturing each other and ourselves, encouraging us forward, the less power these guys are going to have. Yes, this week is going to be a challenging week. However, the knowledge that we're going to gain, the skills and tools that we're going to allow to grow are going to help us in the days and weeks to come, and will continue to evolve and support us. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. And also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Lapis Lazuli friends,